MV Empire Windrush. Her very first voyage in 1948 was a memorable one, docking in Kingston, Jamaica, to pick up servicemen who were on leave. An advert had been placed in a Jamaican newspaper, offering cheap transport on the ship for those who wanted to come and work in the UK. The landing of the Empire Windrush and its passengers at Tilbury on the 22nd of June 1948 was to mark a significant moment in our country's history.
The Windrush passengers were placed in temporary housing in Clapham South, less than a mile away from the Cold Harbour Lane Employment Exchange in Brixton, where people looked for work. Migrants worked hard, performing jobs the local workforce no longer was interested in. Yet the presence of Caribbeans in London prompted complaints. Many met hostility and prejudice. The people of the Windrush, their children and grandchildren, have played a vital role in creating a new concept of what it means to be British. Today, being British means embracing the importance of cultural diversity, mutual respect, and allegiance to the country that made us. My grandfather, Albert Hilton, came to Britain on the 18th of January 1958 from Jamaica at the age of 22. The journey took 18 days. He went to live with his father, who was an ex-soldier who had fought in World War I. Father and son lived together for 3 years in a flat in Battersea. At first, my grandfather worked in a hairbrush factory earning 22.5 pence an hour, a huge contrast to what he had earned as a painter back in Jamaica. Still, life in the mother country was very restricting. As a man of colour, he was not free to live wherever he wanted. Many dwellings had signs on the door, which read, "No dogs, no Irish, no blacks." Life was challenging back then. Considering that the Caribbean community had been warmly invited by the British to come over to rebuild mother country, racial discrimination was very much felt. Many black men who had fought in the war for Britain now felt betrayed, disillusioned. Life for my granddad took a more positive turn when he joined London Transport, where he worked as a bus conductor until retirement.
It's very poignant for me to be here right now because I've never been to Tilbury, and in terms of Windrush and the celebration and the history, I realise now that my father, when he came here by boat, not necessarily the Windrush, but we still have his ticket, the ticket on the boat that he travelled, which is all yellow and faded and crumpling. Windrush is not just about people coming from the Caribbean that were invited here by the Queen to come to the motherland, and help rebuild Britain after World War II. Those things are really important to understand so that our generation know that there was work, that we came here for a reason. And we did a lot of good work here, and I really feel that we kind of changed different, fads, fashions, cultures over the years. There are a lot of mixed race relationships. So diversity has really changed over the years, and I think those things are important to understand as well. Because the more we know about each other's culture, the more we break down those barriers of negativity.
Missing family and home, Caribbean migrants made their own social spaces, recreating elements of island life in home basements, throwing parties centered on pulsating ska rhythms and homemade rice and peas, curried meats, fried dumplings and rum. As popularity of residential parties grew, they eventually moved to the streets as carnivals, with makeshift steel-barreled jerk drums and Caribbean kitchens recreated in vans. The British street food phenomenon we see today has its foundations in Caribbean carnival culture. The people of the Windrush, their children and grandchildren, have played a vital role in creating a new concept of what it means to be British, and were important pioneers in our multicultural society in Britain today. Windrush Day was introduced in 2018 by the UK government on the 70th anniversary of the landing of the first Caribbean migrants at Tilbury Docks in Essex, for the purpose of encouraging communities across the country to celebrate the contribution of the Windrush generation and their descendants.
The journey of the Windrush continues.
London is the place for me. London, this lovely city. You can go to France or America, India, Asia or Australia, but you must come back to London City.